What's going on, nation, and welcome to Bench Break episode 11, Tricep Tips Eliminating Elbow Pain. So I'm going to talk about two different things in this video. Number one, I'm going to talk about warm-ups and why they're important. And number two, I'm going to demonstrate for you guys a few different exercises as alternatives if you find yourself having elbow pain right now. So number one, guys, warm-ups. Warm-ups are important no matter what exercise you're doing or what body part you're working out. Now, when it comes to your elbows, they contain a fluid called synovial fluid. And when that fluid is cold, the viscosity level of that is very high. So it's kind of like honey, having honey in your elbow. If you want your bones to glide over each other nice and smoothly, you want it to be more like water. So you want that viscosity level to be much lower. And the way this is accomplished is by doing warm-ups. Now, as far as specific exercises for your elbow, you can pretty much do anything. If you're doing a tricep routine today, before you even start the routine, you can go through all the exercises that you're going to do and grab a super light weight and use that for a warm-up and try to do like 3 or 4 sets of 20 repetitions to get that elbow joint nice and loose. What I like to do, really simple, is I actually grab a super light weight and I'll do standing overhead extensions with one arm, and I'll actually go all the way down. You guys can see right here. I'll go all the way down, I'll let it sit for a second, I'll go all the way up, and I'll go nice and slow just like this and really stretch and warm up the area. Now, a lot of people I notice, even when they do warm-ups, if they do a warm-up like this, they kind of treat a warm-up like it doesn't matter, and they'll just kind of like throw the weight around and they'll do a bunch of reps. Like, they don't actually focus on what they're doing when they warm up. You really want to make sure you're focusing, and you really want to make sure that you're feeling that area getting warmed up. And you might even get a little pump in your arm too as you do this. But warm-ups, very simple. I like to do this. This is one of my favorites. The second most favorite warm-up for me is no matter what exercise I'm doing, I use that exercise as a warm-up, at least for the first 2 exercises in my routine. So normally, first exercise I'll do is going to be a power bomb. And so what I'll do is grab a really light weight. And with power bombs, a lot of people don't even do full extensions or go down all the way. They usually stop here and go here. When you're doing your warm-up, just like you should with your regular set, go all the way down like this, let it sit for a second, go all the way up, fully extend, and warm up that area. And really sitting down here for a second and then going back up, you guys are going to notice the difference in your elbows right away. Now, what are you going to do if you already have elbow pain? And a lot of the times too, guys, elbow pain doesn't just originate in the elbow. There could be all kinds of things going on in your arms or your shoulder or your back, and you could have tight muscles pulling on each other. Muscles and tendons, they all work together to do a lot of these movements. So if you have tightness in one part of your body, it causes a chain reaction throughout the rest of your body to be super tight. So another thing you could do if you're having a lot of pain in your arm is go see like a massage therapist that specializes in working with athletes, and they can dig in there and see what's going on. I know for me, I used to have a lot of problems with my forearms, and my massage therapist used to get in there like with his hand and just split all the muscles in half and break up all the scar tissue. And it did actually help me because I did have problems with my elbow, and it helped alleviate a lot of pain, that in combination with doing the warm-ups. So warm-ups are very important. Do what I showed you, go see a massage therapist. Now let's move on to exercises. So, when doing a tricep workout, if you're already finding that you're having elbow pain and you're trying to do things to fix it by seeing a massage therapist or you're doing your warm-ups, you probably want to stay away from exercises that are going to cause the most amount of pain. And for me, those 2 exercises have always been the seated overhead extensions, which I just did, and skull crushers. And there's 2 different ways you can do skull crushers. One way you can do skull crushers is bringing the barbell directly to your skull. So your arms are up here, and you're bringing the barbell directly to your skull like this. If you're doing skull crushers this way, it's going to put a lot of pressure in your elbows, and if you're already having problems and you're feeling a lot of pain, this is just going to make it worse. So you can modify this exercise to still be able to do it and take the pressure out of your elbows. And what you're going to do is just rotate your arms back a little more, and when you bring the weight down, you're going to bring it down behind your head like this. So this is taking the pressure out of the elbow, and as you extend, you're just going to extend out. So the gravity isn't really pulling on the elbow at this point. It's still going to work your triceps pretty hard. You're going to feel it. Not as much as you would if you were doing it the normal way. This is obviously a little more intense and a little harder to do. But you can still perform skull crushers by doing them like this and alternating your form. A couple other exercises I like to do. A staple in my tricep workout is going to be a close grip bench press, which is set up right here. But that's a perfect exercise to hit all three heads of the tricep, and it's not going to put any pain in your elbows, unless you do it wrong. Some people, when they do close grip bench press, they think it really means close grip, and they'll grab the bar like this. If you're grabbing the barbell like that, and you're bringing it down, this puts so much pressure in your wrists and your elbows, it's going to make the problem worse. The correct way to do this exercise is you want to grab just about shoulder width, so that when you have the bar, your arms are tight against your body, but you're still keeping straight lines and you're keeping a 90-degree bend in your elbow. And you're actually bringing the bar down closer to your torso area underneath your chest. So I'll show you guys real quick. Keep your wrist straight, get into place, get a nice firm stance like you would if you were bench pressing. Bring the weight down, just like that. Keep your elbows nice and tight, fully extend. And you notice that even when I extend my arms in the air, I'm still keeping the barbell over my torso. I'm not turning it into a bench press and bringing it up here. I'm keeping it down here the whole time. So bring it down, push straight up, just like this. And lastly, guys, well, actually, I'm going to show you two more exercises. A tricep kickback is a really great exercise that you can do that's not going to put any really pressure into your elbow at all. And with a tricep kickback, you want to make sure you're not using super heavy weight, because when people use a lot of weight with a tricep kickback, they usually just start doing this, and they're using momentum to throw the weight out. When doing a tricep kickback, you want to keep your elbow nice and high, keep your torso parallel to the ground, and push out all the way back, flex nice and hard, control the weight on the way down, come down all the way, and push back out like this. And you want each repetition to count. You're only really going to need like 15, 20 pounds if you do this right. And lastly, the easiest one is dips. And so when performing dips, a lot of you guys ask me questions about how to perform dips for chest, how to perform dips for triceps. And I do have a video, if you guys search the YouTube channel, how to perform dips properly for chest or triceps. I'll put a link over here. But if you want to hit your triceps, you want to have your hands close together, and you want to have your chest up like this. So I'll demonstrate for you guys really quick. Going to get into place, shoulders back, chest up, elbows in. And as you come down, you're keeping your elbows in close against your torso on the way up as well. You don't want to have things flaring out like that, because that's going to put pressure in your shoulders and your elbows. Keep everything nice and tight, and push straight up. So there you guys have it, some tips to help eliminate elbow pain. If this video was helpful for you and you have a friend who might have some elbow pain, be sure to send it their way. It is a common problem. And for more great tips, exercises, routines, and recipes, be sure to join us on scarhermanfitness.com. We also have a forum section where if you have a current injury that you need help with, we can give you some answers there as well. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.